There. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that junk? You can hear me now, can't you? I see my little lines going back and forth. I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, now got another video to edit. Oh my gosh. Alright, so welcome to the Minutes with Milo show. It's show 111. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, I hope you see it after I've cut out the 5 freaking minutes of no stupid volume. Anyway, stop what you're doing. Click the subscribe. Click the like. Leave a comment. And then continue to watch. So, tonight's show is about a little story that I actually heard first off from Landon Camper at work. Because he knew and had actually gone to see the Cocaine Bear. So, I titled it Cocaine Bear, Is the Story True? Oh my gosh. Yes, the story is true. But in the movie, I have not seen the movie, and we're going to take a look at the trailer. I don't know who did my hair tonight, but it looks marvelous. Yes, marvelous, especially if I get really up close. I can't tell my left from my right. There, that looks better, doesn't it? Let's just do that. Can we do that? Maybe we can do this. Oh, let's just do that. I just can't tell my left from my right in my camera. There. There, that's better. So I haven't seen the movie. We're going to watch the trailer. What I read on the reviews, or not reviews, but the little cliff notes of the movie, what described what it is. Probably about that much a real story. The rest of it is just, fun. Just fun. So anyway, we'll look at it here in a minute. But anyway, I heard about it first at work from Landon Camper, who actually went to Kentucky and saw the real Cocaine Bear. And the real Cocaine Bear leads a very quiet life, not always in solitude, but, he sees a lot of people. People come around. They pet him. They give him things. He has hats. He has a good time. He dresses up for Christmas. And so Landon hooked you on cocaine? Is that what you said? No, the Cocaine Bear story. I see. I thought it was interesting. And it kind of reminded me of a couple of other stories. And we'll talk about those in a second. But the Cocaine Bear is currently stuffed. Not stuffed with cocaine. I don't think. I think he's stuffed with stuffing. Whatever they do taxidermy with. Robert, do you know what they put in animals when they do taxidermy? I don't know, man. I'll have to do a show on taxidermy. Maybe we can find the taxidermist to come on and talk about how they taxidermy things. Sawdust, do you think? Like cedar shavings? That would be cool, because then your coyote and your bear, that raccoon and possum you picked up along the road would smell like cedar chips, and that would be pretty good. Yep. So the Cocaine Bear is dead. He's stuffed. He hangs around at the mall in Kentucky. I think it's a fun mall. It might be like a gaming place. I don't know. We'll look at that. But the little thumbnail that I used for the show is a picture of the cocaine bear. Now, what I know about the movie is that there's a certain part of it that's true, and then the rest of it is just out there. All right? So we'll look at the trailer, then we'll go over it, and we'll see what we know about Truth and Dare. It says here it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So let me share my, let's get rid of that. Do this. Let me shrink myself up. Oh, there he is. He's already there. And transition that over. And Robert, you gotta let me know if you hear this, okay? Because I always hear it. Let me turn on the desktop audio. All right. And action.
Medic!
Oh, Jesus. What is that?
Beth, we should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out. Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost. I need you to go and get it.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that. Let's see what kind of effect that has on
The bear! It fucking did cocaine! A bear did cocaine!
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was barf.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can!
Higher, baby.
Oh, shit.
Get higher, baby.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
Apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of his mind. Oh man, you fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear?
Shoot it!
Bear, speed up!
Higher, baby. And don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
Well, there you have it. I didn't, what'd you think? Have you seen the movie? Alright, what is this going on here? Stop that. Quit that. Let's cut you out. What do you think about that? Alright. So, Robert, what'd you think? Okay, you haven't seen it. What'd you think of the trailer? What'd you think of the trailer? Looks interesting. Now, out of the story that you know about the cocaine bear, how much you think of that's true? So, like, the trailer's 2 minutes. 100% would be the 2 minutes, the full thing. Break it down from there. Is it 90% true? 50% true? 10% true? What do you think? Is that Ray's last movie? that what you're saying? I think it was. I hate that. I hate that. 10% true. You're generous. I think you're generous. I'd give it like 5% or less. Why? So we'll look at the real story that as we know it, or as it's put out on the internet. But cocaine smugglers throw cocaine out of the airplane. Bear finds cocaine and ingests cocaine. Real story, bear dies. End of story. So, I hate it. I hate it. But the bear died. The bear died. So let's see. Where is it? So let's look at what's our favorite site. It's not a favorite site. It's just the place where things are condensed and easy to find, and they have a smattering of truth. And I think a lot of it depends on what you're looking for to determine how much truth there is in it. So, but we're going to say this is not like 100% true. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Quit that. I want to do that again. Put me over there, and we're going to transition it. All right, so this is out of Wikipedia, as you can see. So, talks about the cocaine bear. Here's a picture of the cocaine bear. What is that? The drug lord see. Escobar. The cocaine bear is also known as Pablo Escobar, or Cokie the bear, was a 175-pound American black bear that actually overdosed on cocaine in 1985. Okay, so according to this, somewhere September 11th, 1985, a guy that used to be a police officer turned drug smuggler, and he was with an associate. You know, a lot of these times these dudes aren't friends. A lot of times, maybe they are, but an associate was trafficking cocaine from Colombia to the United States. They had dropped off a load in Blairsville, Georgia. Thornton and an accomplice, Bill Leonard, departed in a self-piloted Cessna 404 Titan. Self-piloted. A former Lexington Police Department narcotics officer, drug smuggler, Thornton, trafficking cocaine from Colombia. Thornton and Bill Leonard. One of them dudes was a pilot. So, en route, when they were flying the Cessna, en route, the duo dropped a load of 40 plastic containers of cocaine into the wilderness before abandoning the plane above Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, I don't know if they were like over Knoxville, the UT Stadium, or not. But it says above Knoxville. Allegedly, Thornton was killed when his parachute failed to open. According to the FBI, Thornton dumped his cargo because the load of the two men, in addition to the cocaine, was too heavy for the plane to carry. Wow. So a Cessna 44 Titan. It's a twin-engine light aircraft built by Cessna company's large twin piston engine time developed in the 70s. U.S. military design. What was the cargo capacity of this thing? Does it say? Specifications. Okay, it weighed, empty weight, and I guess, like it's sitting on the tarmac with no people, no cargo, anything like that. 4,800 pounds. Maximum takeoff weight is 8,400 pounds. So almost 4,000 pounds, 2 tons of junk this thing could carry. And they had 40 containers of cocaine, and they thought the plane was too heavy to fly. So that's maximum takeoff weight. Why would you express it that way? Oh, I could take off. I could fly with more, but I can't take off with it. How? I mean, can you? I don't know. It seems like the maximum takeoff weight is the maximum load capacity of the airplane. If you overload it and it can't take off, then the damn plane don't fly. Right? So, I don't know. Almost 4,000 pounds. Huh. How in the world? Can you stuff? I don't know. The containers had about 75 pounds of cocaine. Is that each? Even if that was each, there's no way 40 of them would weigh 2 tons. I mean, I don't know what 40 times 75 is, but I know dang well it's not 2 tons. What are we looking for here? Let's search. There it is. I didn't notice that before. Where'd it go? Calculator. Where is it? There it is. All right, if I bring this over here, can you see it? There you go. We make that thing larger. We're going to calculate some stuff right here. So 40 times 75. That's 3,000 pounds. That's 1,000 pounds still under its maximum takeoff weight. So it wasn't overweight, unless they each weighed 1,000 pounds. I think it wasn't overweight. But anyway, they just thought it was. Maybe they were stoned themselves and they just thought it was overweight. The 2 men. Okay. So this was September the 11th in 85. December the 23rd, almost Christmas, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation reported finding a dead black bear that had eaten a large amount of the cocaine from the jettisoned containers. So, Thornton and accomplice Bill Leonard departed in a self-piloted Cessna 404 Titan. En route, the duo dropped a load of 40 plastic containers of cocaine into the Knoxville wilderness, abandoning the plane above Knoxville. So abandoning it means they jumped out with parachutes. Both of them had to, or they would have. Allegedly, Thornton was killed when his parachute failed to open. So what happened to his accomplice? Why didn't his accomplice try to find? Maybe his accomplice did try to find the cocaine. All right, so the black bear that had eaten a large amount of the cocaine from the jettisoned containers. The containers had held about 75 pounds of cocaine valued at $20 million. And by the time the scene was studied by the government authorities, all of the containers had been ripped open with their contents scattered. So the chief medical examiner from the Georgia State Crime Lab stated that the stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine, the bear's stomach. Although he estimated the bear had absorbed only 3 to 4 grams into his bloodstream at the time of his death. So the bear finds the cocaine. He tears up all the plastic containers. He eats all that he can. But by the time his stomach digests 3 or 4 grams of the cocaine, it kills him. So he didn't go on a rampage. I mean, it doesn't say if you find the bear body, it had to be close to the containers because they found them roughly, according to this little story. It makes it sound like they found them roughly at the same place, same time. Dr. Alonzo did not want to waste the body of the bear. He's such a nice guy. I mean, if you've got a cocaine stuffed bear, why would you want to waste it? So he had it taxidermied and gave it to the Chattahoochee River National Recreational Area. The bear, however, disappeared until it emerged again in a pawn shop. So the taxidermy bear went on a walkabout and was later discovered in a pawn shop. Eventually it made its way to the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington, where it remains to this day. It's been alleged that the bear kept in Lexington is not the same bear that died in Georgia, but rather another unrelated bear, due to the fact that the original bear was in a state of decomposition, although the mall maintains that the bear is the original. According to the bear's owner, the cocaine bear has the I like this one. So they got it in this fun mall. I don't know what the fun mall is, but they've got it in this fun mall. According to the bear's owner, the cocaine bear has the authority to officiate legally binding weddings in the mall where it is kept due to Kentucky's marriage laws. Okay? The claim's only partially true. The bear doesn't have the authority to solemnize weddings, but the state of Kentucky cannot invalidate marriages performed by unqualified persons if the parties believe that the person marrying them has the authority to do so. So in Kentucky, if you go around saying I'm a preacher and I have the authority to marry you and the two believe it and you're married by this fake preacher, then you're married. The state of Kentucky apparently cannot go and say, Milo's a fake preacher, dude. You're not married, because they believed I had the power. And so it's a marriage. That's the fallacy that the mall owners are saying that the bear has the right to marry you. So if you go in and believe the bear can marry you by rubbing its ears or, giving it a pat on the butt, then Robert's been doing research. Taxidermists use wooden frames stuffed with cotton. All right. So find me a taxidermist. We'll get him on the show and see what he knows about cocaine bear. I wonder why. That's really weird. That only thing you have to say is like, yeah, I can believe my cousin John had the right to marry us. He said he did, and we believed him, so now we're married. That's just weird. So that was Wikipedia's take on the bear. So let's see what this says. So this one is Cocaine Bear is based on the true story of a bear who ate way too much cocaine. The premise is too real. Black bear who eats several packages of cocaine that had been accidentally airdropped into the Georgia forest in a botched smuggling operation. Well, that's not true. According to Wikipedia, the guys threw it out because they thought the plane was too heavy to fly. That's not an accident. They were stupid maybe, but it wasn't accidental. They meant to throw it out. Fueled by a drug-induced rage and an appetite for desire for more cocaine, the bear embarks on a killing spree, wreaking havoc on local populations. So that's the premise of her story. That's not what really happened. Let me cut that out, get rid of that. So here's what they believe to be the true story. In 1985, investigators searching for drugs dropped by an airborne smuggler discovered the ripped up remains of cocaine packages in Georgia's Chattahoochee-Oneonta National Forest. Each of the 40 packages reportedly held a kilogram of cocaine, or about 88 pounds in all. According to Wikipedia, one of the containers had 75 pounds in it. And there was 40 of them things. Valued to be worth $20 million at the time. Nearby, they also found a large deceased black bear who had apparently helped himself to the product. According to the Associated Press article from then, officials believed the bear had eaten several $1 million worth of the cocaine. The bear got into it before we could, and he tore the duffel bag open, got some cocaine, and OD'd. This was by Gary Garner, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. There's nothing left but bones and a big hide, he added regarding the bear. So, remember the Wikipedia story, they believe that the bear that's in the Kentucky Mall is not the real bear because the other original bear was in a state of decomposition. According to this, the dude was like a bag of bones. No, let's see. There's nothing left but bones and a big hide. So, there you have it. According to the investigator, there was nothing but skin and bones left. What happened in the 4 weeks between when the bear ate the cocaine and investigators found its body is anyone's guess. but the animal likely died relatively quickly, riding out a multi-million-dollar high. At the very least, there was no evidence he terrorized locals on a murderous rampage. 4 weeks between when the bear ate the cocaine and investigators found his body. So how do they know it was 4 weeks? Get this time frame, look here. So September the 11th is when we know the story, they fly the airplane. December the 23rd, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations reported finding the dead black bear. So September 11, October 11, November 11, December 11, and then you go to the 23rd. That's 3 months. All right. So this says 4 weeks. Yeah. What happened in the 4 weeks between when the bear ate the cocaine and the investigators found the body? I wonder how they knew it was 4 weeks. Because it was 3 months between the time the guys dropped the cocaine out of the airplane and the authorities found it. Exactly how millions of dollars worth of cocaine ended up in a national forest, the packages were reportedly the last remains of a shipment that Andrew Thornton, an American narcotics officer, lawyer, and alleged gang leader, had picked up on a smuggling run from Colombia. After dropping packages of cocaine out of the plane near Blairsville, Georgia, Thornton put his Cessna on autopilot and parachuted out with more than 77 pounds of cocaine strapped to his body. Thornton likely either misjudged the weight of the parachute to carry or got tangled in the wires, but either way he fell to his death, landing in the driveway of a Knoxville, Tennessee resident. On his body, investigators found the keys to an unmanned Cessna plane that had crashed into a mountain in North Carolina days later. Clothes, map of Jamaica, and a pilot's logbook bearing the Cessna's number were discovered about 30 miles south of Atlanta. I know, Robert, it's just the time frame, I don't, because he said it only ingested like 3 to 4 grams, but it ate all of it. His stomach was full of cocaine, but it only ingested it. Now, in the trailer, it showed the bear swallowing a whole brick of cocaine whole, but yet they say he ripped it open. I mean, you'd have to eat it in the plastic. Because once you ripped it open a lot and started stomping around on it, it's like baby powder. It just poofs up everywhere. It gets over everything. It'd be just hard to believe how it would eat it. So, it is a true story. Maybe the bear in the Kentucky Mall is not the true bear, but it is a funny bear. See his picture? Look at him. See how nice he looks with his Kentucky hat on? It's got the one picture. Let's see what we got. Can I go back? I can't go back. Let's look at this again. Videos, images. Alright. Wikipedia. So this one you see he's got a crown on now. See what other ones do we have? There's his Kentucky hat. Oh, here's him dressed up as Santa Claus or an elf. So he lives a pretty good life. All right, so King, Kentucky hat. Here he's got on lace. There he's got on his Santa Claus hat. Oh, he's got a coonskin cap on in this picture. So, interesting. That's not an American black bear, by the way. This is the, what's her name? Elizabeth Banks. That's her. She's a nice actress. She was the director. And this is her win on the Emmys. Something like that. Anywho, remember when I was talking about this kind of, it reminds me of a couple of stories. First off, the first story I think of, yeah, she's pretty. Robert's following my mind on Elizabeth Banks. She's pretty. She played in the Mockingjay movies. I forgot the name of those. I like those movies, but I forgot it. The Cocaine Bear reminds me of a couple of things loosely, a couple of other movies. D.B. Cooper. If you don't know the story of D.B. Cooper, maybe I'll do a show on that one time. But D.B. Cooper had lots of money, hijacked a plane, held it for ransom, lots of money, big old commercial jet airliner, took the money and parachuted out of the plane, never to be heard from again. Money's never found. D.B. Cooper's never found. Don't know whatever happened to him. So, why does that remind me of this? Because dude had a perfectly good airplane and he jumped out of it with, instead of money, cocaine. And he died. There's lots of reasons why they think D.B. Cooper died. But there's no proof. No proof either the way. And the money never turned up. So apparently, they'd written down like the serial numbers and different things like that. But as far as I know, none of the money that was in the ransom paid ever turned up, ever went back into circulation. So that stuff's out there somewhere still. The second story it reminds me of is this story, American Made. And this is a story that it in itself is based on a true story of a guy that, let's see, let's just go where? Keep going. Let's just keep consistency here in Wikipedia. So I saw this movie and I liked the movie. And I think, loosely based on, it may be more based on a real man. So American Made, Tom Cruise stars in it. And the plot is in 1978, in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a commercial TWA pilot, Barry Seal, he's disheartened with the commercial airlines. And he gets approached by a fella that says he's with the CIA. And they want to recruit Mr. Seal, to start smuggling Cuban cigars into the country via Canada. And they want him to fly clandestine reconnaissance missions for the CIA over Central America using a small, fast twin-engine Piper Smith airplane. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Seal has already been smuggling Cuban cigars. That's not what they want him to smuggle. Thought that was kind of weird, so I looked at it again. So they, I guess, hold that over his head. I can't remember the whole movie. But they entice him to start flying missions for them in the Cessna. And it just snowballs unbelievable from there. And he starts smuggling cocaine for Emilio Escobar or whatever, the biggest, drug lord there's been or whatever that I know of. But he keeps doing this for the CIA, and they just keep letting him do it. And they actually, the CIA, according to the movie, the CIA actually bought him an abandoned landing strip, and made him a base of operations. And he was flying so many missions to Colombia that he had to hire extra pilots to fly these things. And what he was doing was he was flying a pretty good plane. They were buying these planes for cash, flying them. But when they would fly them from South America, they were flying like 25, 30 feet off the ocean. And they would, dive down and fly across the ocean and just come in over land and airdrop these things, airdrop the cocaine, and then go home. And they got, they didn't airdrop every one of them that I remember, but they made millions and millions of dollars in cash money, and it was the CIA. And then when the whole thing started falling apart, it went bad for Seal, and he ended up, of course, getting killed. But it was a good movie. Watch the movie. But large scale cocaine trafficking in airplanes over the United States, low flying, dropping it out of the airplane is why it reminded me of the Cocaine Bear story. But watch it. American made. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that it was. Maybe I'll do a show on it. I've got lots of shows. But anyway. He had so much cash. He lived in a small town. And in the movie, he had no place to put all this cash. So he started working with local banks. And he had, millions of dollars in different banks. And he would just do crazy things like, he was a philanthropist in the town. He'd buy towns a new building, or buy all the police department all new cars, or just do all kinds of really nice things for the town. And they all just kind of looked the other way. They didn't really care because he just, would shower them with money and stuff and things, and made it really nice. And he was a super nice guy. And so, he would bury money in duffel bags on his property where the airstrip was. So it was crazy of the things that, he had to do to hide his money. So anyway, Cocaine Bear story is true. It's not too much true like the movie, but still, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd like to see the movie if it ever comes on free, because I don't think I'd want to pay to see it. But as far as an interesting story, like I said, Landon, I know you've seen him on the show before, has actually been to Kentucky and saw the Cocaine Bear. I think he's actually touched it, maybe. So there you have it. The Cocaine Bear story is pretty much true. Now I'm starting to wonder if the bear that's actually in the mall is the real bear. Probably isn't. I mean, you know, it's funny. Oh, well, the taxidermist, you know, the doctor that pumped his stomach and determined how it was killed, but he had him stuffed, but yet the investigator says it was just a bag of pile of skin and bones when they found it. So anyway, but it's fun. That's the name of the story. So if you've made it this far, if you listen to it, one of these days it's probably a podcast. If you like to listen to podcasts, I've got some out there on Spotify under the Minutes with Milo. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, do all those kind of YouTube things. If you like it on the podcast, do the same over there. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'd like to know the feedback. Robert, I appreciate you showing up. So anyway, next Monday, 9 o'clock, tune in, and I guess we'll see you then. Bye. See you, everybody.